Hello, and welcome to another beautiful class. I am Ashwini, an artist and a graphic designer from India. I hope you are really enjoying the challenge of ice paper. So, today we will paint a car carrying a pine tree. So, the colors we need are red, burnt sienna, burnt umber, sap green, dark green, and Payne's grey. For this painting, I'll be using watercolor paper from ice paper. Here I have cut it in the size of a postcard. So we are sending out postcards for someone. So let's not wait further. We'll begin with a pencil sketch. This is going to be simple. We will sketch the car first. So here is our sketch. I know sketching this is a little bit longer, but it's a very simple sketch. That's our pencil sketch. So we'll paint the background first. We will apply water to the background of the car. Just make sure do not apply any water to the area of the car. So here I'm using size number 12 flat brush. Use any brush whichever you are comfortable with. So once we have applied the water, we are going to paint it with Payne's grey. Just add it very random and also make sure to apply a light shade of Payne's grey. And if not Payne's grey, you can use indigo, or you can use a mixture of Payne's grey and indigo for the background. But we need it in a light wash. That's it. So we don't need to wait for it to dry. We can apply water to the ground and apply Payne's grey. As ground is totally covered by snow, we'll apply Payne's grey to the random places to show the shadow. Once we are done with it, we'll add few trees and branches to the background of the car. Let's add that. And now we need to wait for it to completely dry. And now the background is dried. Let's start with the van. So we are going to need a shade of red. Use any red whichever you have. So here you go, I have applied red shade to the first half of the van and I'm adding shadows now. So here I have mixed red and Payne spray. Using this shade I am adding shadows. Now let's apply red color to the other half of the van and also we'll add shadows to it. Adding shadows to a painting is really important because without shadows and highlights the painting will look very flat. It won't be that appealing, right? So we are done with the shadows for now. I'll add more texture to the van once it has dried completely. using that dry brush technique. So now let's paint window of the car. To paint the window, I'm using a light shade of Payne's grey first and applying it to the complete window, and once we are done with it, add a darker shade of Payne's grey to the top region like that. Yeah, that's it. Now let's paint the wooden part in the vehicle. I'm using burnt sienna first and then using burnt umber, and with that we'll add shadows. Now we'll paint tire of the vehicle using black or Payne's grey. So we are done with the tire for now. Now I guess the vehicle is dry, so let's add more texture to it. To add the texture, I told you before also, I'll be using dry brush technique. I used Payne's grey here and to add this texture. Now using a white gel pen or using white gouache or using white watercolor, you can add the highlight. Here I'm using a white gel pen for this. Just let's add few lines using this here and there like that. Once we finish with the highlights, we'll work on the pine tree. For the pine tree, I use sap green and add lines facing upwards in totally messy way. It's total random. You just add lines like that. Once we are done adding the lines using sap green, add lines using darker green. If you don't have a darker green, mix sap green and indigo to get a darker green. Because adding shadows to the pine tree is very important, or else it will look very plain. I guess it's done now. So we have almost finished the painting. There are few final touches required for it. So I'm just adding few dry brush strokes to the background trace. You can skip it if you don't want to add it. It's totally optional. I just felt like I should add it, so I'm adding it right now. So lastly, favorite part, we'll add snow. So here I'm using white gouache. If you don't have white gouache, you can use white watercolor and apply snow. Like snow will settle on all the horizontal places of the card. So on top of the card, let's add few very strokes. Every surface where snow can settle, we'll add snow. And my most favorite part, splattering, and I really love that. Even splattering with stars is my favorite part when I'm painting a night sky. Like add as many snow as you want or as many splatter as you want in different sizes. This looks really beautiful, right? So now we have finished our painting. Thank you all for joining in. I'm super excited to see your creations on this. Thank you so much. Have a great day and enjoy this Christmas with Irish paper. Thank you.